Welcome to the IFRS videos. Today we are going to talk about choledocoscopy, which is essentially having a look at the common bile duct. This is primarily done to see if there are any stones in the common bile duct and to remove them if possible. About 1 to 15% of gallstone disease is associated with stones in the common bile duct. This is the gallbladder cystic duct, and most of them are primarily from the gallbladder. And large studies have shown that 5 to 20% of the cholecystectomies have associated stones in the common bile duct. The gallstones, when they are small, they can slip through the cystic duct and go into the common bile duct. But sometimes they can be primary hepatic stones, or maybe just a sludge. And the chemical and pH imbalances can cause these stones. And they present as what we call obstructive jaundice. Classically, they have jaundice. And because of that, clay-colored stools and tea-colored urine. This is a classical presentation. And if it is severe, it will lead to abdominal pain, mostly in the right hypochondrium, pruritus, severe itching, and then nausea and vomiting. If it is complicated, then we have what is called Charcot's triad, which indicates cholangitis, fever with chills, and altered mental status. The most commonly done investigation is LFT, which will show elevated bilirubin and alkaline phosphatase. And ultrasound is available in most of the places. And people who are experienced will be able to detect the dilatation of the common bile duct and stones there. However, MRCP or ERCP is ideal for diagnosing if available. And even if you don't have an ultrasound which proves that there is a stone, if bilirubin is more than 4, and if there is cholangitis, then it is necessary to explore the common bile duct. And even if the bilirubin is from 1.8 to 4, just a dilated CBD more than 1 centimeter is an indicator for exploring the common bile duct. What happens if you don't do anything? It leads to cholangitis and Charcot's triad. The sepsis can be quite severe. It can also lead to pancreatitis, liver failure, and later renal failure. And of course, the ideal treatment, if available, is ERCP because it's a minimally invasive procedure and associated with less than 5% complications. But unfortunately, it might not be available in rural areas. And what is usually available is the open surgery, where you do a cholecystectomy, then choledochotomy, or open the common bile duct. And then you can either do a cholecystogegnostomy or cholecystoduodenostomy if the bile duct, common bile duct is sufficiently dilated. Earlier, we used to use what is called Desjardins forceps to remove the stones from the common bile duct. But as you would see in the video, these are very slippery stones and it's very difficult to catch them with Desjardins. And that is the reason in the 60s and 70s, they started doing choledocoscopy. This is a flexible scope which is produced by Olympus. And then once you see the stone, we used to use a Fogarty catheter to inflate and go beyond the stone, inflate the balloon, and pull out the stone. But what is possible in rural area is that we use a ureteral rhinoscope, and we can also use a lithoglass to break the stone. This is a cost-effective procedure. And as you'd see in the video, you can have a very clear look at the common bile duct and the hepatic ducts. And if possible, it is good to catch the stone and remove it. And if not possible, it is you can use a lithoglass to break the stones and flush it out. This is a cost-effective method, and it's a much lower cost than the choledocoscope, which is available. And combining with the open surgery and URS gives the best possible treatment in rural areas. Thank you.